This is my first time doing a shiplap wall, and got all this wood picked up from Lowe's. Had to stain it to the color we wanted. Obviously before we got it, cut and all that. I didn't want to stain wood after I got everything cut. So I'm cutting angles here to get everything to butt into the corner. My walls aren't exactly 90 degrees, so I'll show you how I got the correct corner to get all those to fit. Here I need to cut out the holes for the outlets, but I need to get them on the wall first before obviously I cut the holes. So I'm gonna cut the holes with my oscillating tool after I get everything nailed to the wall to make sure it doesn't move. Oscillating tool for me was probably the easiest way to go. If there's another way that you guys use or could think of, let me know. I'm not ashamed to take ideas from anybody or advice. So if you guys got any ideas, leave it in the comments and I'll try it out next time. But just making sure my outlet cover fits in there before I keep going. And it fits like a glove, a rough glove, but it does fit. This is how I get my angles. I take a scrap piece of wood, put it in there, and angle it out away from the wall until it's completely flush. And that's the angle that I need. So I take my angle finder, I put one side flush against the wall, and the other side I bring it out to match that edge on the wood, and that gives me my angle. My angle here was 17.6 degrees. So every cut that I made that butted up to that angle on that wall right there was at 17.6 degrees, which made the edge of my wood sit flat or flush against the wall. So I wouldn't have a gap there, because just leaving it at 90 degrees, there would have been a gap and it would have been ugly. So I did have to cut that angle to make sure it sat flush. And all this shiplap, this is my first time, so I didn't know if it was going to be getting easier than I was thinking or harder than I was thinking. But these have grooves in them. They have male and female grooves, and once you get them, one groove set, I pretty much just tapped it in with a hammer, and I mean, they went into place. Now, like I said before, I did get these from Lowe's, so some of these were warped, so I really had to kind of fight with that warp to get it to sit flush against the wall. So I would have to get one side in the groove, use my brad nailer to get it nailed to the wall, and then I could get the rest of the board set. As I start getting up the wall like this here, like I said, this wall is 10 feet tall, so I'm pretty much nearing the top. It gets kind of heavy and kind of bulky up top, and it slips off right here and knocks me off the ladder. So going up that high, not really having a good ladder that I could really walk across, made this a little challenging, but in the end it got done, so I can't complain. Now once that big side was done, I just had this small section against the door and the wall. This maybe took me an hour to do compared to the other side. This was easy. I already had practice. So getting this half of the wall was done. It was easy. It took me, I don't know, maybe a weekend, and I had all this done. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching, going on this little adventure with me. I guess a few issues I had with this, considering it was my first time. So the walls in the corner, like I showed you earlier, they're not completely 90-degree angles. So I had to figure out what degree to cut everything to make it actually sit flush in there. The pieces at the top, the walls aren't, perfect rectangles and squares. So one side of it was higher than the other, and I had to cut it, each piece on the top row, to get it to fit. But it did come out pretty good considering it was my first time. It's a pretty tall wall. It's 10 feet tall. It's like 16 feet wide. So it was a lot of area to cover. But I think it turned out pretty good. There's a few more things I want to do. We're going to finally stain the bed frame. If you guys remember that one from another video. But
this is it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Consider subscribing. I guess I'll see y'all on the next one. I got a few projects I'm still working on around the house. It's just taking forever because they're bigger projects. But new videos are coming. I know I've been slacking lately. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. See you.